Good morning from Green Cove Springs, Florida. We're anchored in the St. Johns River at the mouth of Governor's Creek. The reason we're here is because we're waiting on a few shipments to arrive. The mail forwarding service that we use is located here. Normally, all of our mail and shipments come here, and then anything we need to be forwarded is sent to whatever port or location is handy for us to pick up. Mandarin, where we just left, is only 8 miles from here, so it just made sense for us to stop by and wait on the shipments for a few days before we head on to St. Augustine.
Welcome back to Sailing Out of Sight. I'm Diane. This is Craig. And this is our pirate pup, Bonnie. Learning as we go, we invite you to follow along in our search for blue water.
Today we're going exploring, and what we're going exploring for is a hysterical marker sign. Oh, there goes that drone.
Okay.
No, that's a bird. No. Yeah, anchor alarm went off. Staying here in Green Cove Springs, and there really wasn't that much obvious to do, so we got looking. And turns out, if you're a Lynyrd Skynyrd fan, Green Cove Springs has some history. It's real close to Jacksonville, Florida, which is where the Van Zants and all the band members are from. And there's a place that they used to practice, and it's called the Hell House. And it originally was an undeveloped part of the St. John River, or actually Peters Creek, but feeds into the St. John River. Anyway, the story goes that they used that to practice, and that's where they did a lot of their writing. A guy bought the land that the house used to be on, this house that they called Hell House because it was so hot, and supposedly a guy bought that land and it erected a marker that you can only see from the water. Since that happened, the place has been developed by D.R. Horton Homes, and so this year it seems like there's some controversy about getting that sign removed. But anyway, the history of Lynyrd Skynyrd and the sign, we're going to see if we can find it.
Okay.
So you die-hard Lynyrd Skynyrd fans? I've got my pistols in my pocket, boys. I'm Alabama bound. I've got my pistols in my pocket, boys. I'm Alabama bound. Well, I'm not looking for no trouble, but nobody dogs me around. Oh, well, I'm going to fetch my woman, people. Tri-Cities, here I come. Oh, well, I'm going to fetch my woman, people.
Hi, how are you doing?
Tri-Cities.
Fine, thank you. That's funny.
Enjoying your river.
It's a nice day.
Yes, it is. There's a Lynyrd Skynyrd super fan right there.
Sweet Home Alabama, that's the only song I know more, but
3 steps.
oh yeah.
So this supposedly is Ronnie Van Zant's dock. So supposedly this is his dock where when they would be up here riding, the house is gone. That he would come down and fish to kind of break up the studio or the recording time. And we found it. Wikipedia was correct. And it was a really nice ride up here too.
It was.
If I leave here tomorrow,
so I also think I read that the last founding member of Lynyrd Skynyrd has passed away. There's an interesting story about the guy who bought this land and erected this sign here for Lynyrd Skynyrd. I'll tell you more details about it later, but anyway, he's a comedian who died in Austin, Texas of a heart attack right before this sign got planted. But yeah, there was an individual that paid for the lot and the sign.
Nice.
Okay. Bonnie's getting sad.
Watching a squirrel.
Oh. I thought she was just paying respects to Lynyrd Skynyrd.
She doesn't know.
A nice trip and a worthwhile cause.
Makes us think of Laurie Davis right now, too. Laurie, we're here for you, baby. So it's a beautiful morning this morning out on Anchor. We got a little light breeze, bright sunshine as you can see. When you look out into the bay, it's not a bay. When you look out into the river, the water looks beautiful. But when you look closely at the water, it's very brown. It's not something you want to jump into. It's not very refreshing looking. Craig says it's because of all the foliage around here, all the trees and everything. Everything falls to the ground, of course, and starts rotting. And then when it rains and all that stuff, the runoff causes it to bring all of that stuff into the river, which is very nourishing, but it doesn't make for pretty water. So we'll just deal with it.
Hello, friends. Today we are going to, what are we going to do today?
We are going to take the bikes and go down to our, well, we're going to go look for the Fountain of Youth.
We're going to go find the Fountain of Youth. Shorty turned 63 yesterday, and so she decided that she should find the Fountain of Youth.
Yes.
And I'm going to be married to a baby girl.
Yeah. That could be illegal, but you know, that's a whole nother topic.
Well, we've got our bikes in these bags, and the challenge is one bike, two bikes, and then a wagon for Bonnie to haul in, and we also haul groceries in it. So I'm going to have to ferry all this stuff to shore and then come back and get Shorty and Bonnie. So it's going to be a little bit of a exercise to get us all on shore.
But that's what we do.
We exercise.
Bonnie, get me. Can you tell Bonnie wants to go? Bless her heart. She likes dinghy rides. Bonnie. made it to shore, and we belly flopped up onto the pier because the tide's so low. That wasn't pretty, so we saved you the agony of watching that. Anyway, this is what we've got. We've got 2 Zizzo folding bicycles. So far, they've been great. Then we've got a little retrospect cart, and if you can see, Bonnie's in there.
She doesn't look too happy.
She doesn't look too happy, but she'll get used to it. The reasoning is it's so hot here. She's perfectly capable of walking and running alongside the bike, but you risk heat exhaustion in this humidity, so we will let her ride in the lap of luxury occasionally, and then other times we will let her walk beside the bikes. So let's go find the fountain of youth.
Yes.
Turn around, lay down.
I was making my way
Lay down.
across town,
Good girl.
trying to get to you. I've been keeping my phone on no sound, facing you out, that's true. Now I get butterflies just thinking about your eyes, and that can't be all bad. Things came up, things went down, maybe turn back around. My spider sense screaming that I'm mad. A big
So how'd we do?
Good. She stopped whining. Now she wants out.
Yep. Time to get out and walk.
We made it to Green Cove Springs. I guess it's a city park, but it's their swimming pool. It's a public swimming pool, but what they call the boil, and what Diane calls the fountain of youth, is down here. We'll show it to you.
a hurricane right in my coffee cup, carried me far, far.
No swimming in the spring. Dead gum. No youth for me. If you'll notice, right over there, this spring feeds into the swimming pool. Wonder if the swimming pool has any useful effects.
Some X-rated thoughts of what I'd like to do to you. So I guess I can see how bad it rhymes, playing you for a fool. So I pick up the phone, dial your number on the tone to set things straight. Things come up, things go down, make me turn back around. My spider sense screaming that I'm mad. A big storm blew up, a hurricane right in my coffee cup, carried me far.
You can't herd squirrels. They go where they want to go.
I couldn't make it today.
So we got surprised. We came to the mailing address to pick up our mail, and turns out there's a different physical location to go pick up the stuff we've had held, the shipments that we've had held. So turns out we got a 3 or 4 mile bike ride back the other way to get what we need. So it's just another adventure.
Another adventure.
Turn back around, my spider sense screaming that I'm
It's nice that they have this big wide pathway along the side of the highway. Otherwise, we'd be probably off-roading it on the bicycles through grass. And these bicycles aren't made for that, but this is nice. Oh my God. Oh my God. The burn. The burn. The thighs, they're burning. They're burning. And oh, the stud buns. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
big storm blew up.
Okay, so now we are trying to outrun a bit of a rain shower. We can hear the thunder and the lightning, and the clouds are starting to come in over the top of it. So hopefully we will make it back to the boat, close up hatches. But if not, we've got towels. This is what we're looking at.
And that's why I couldn't make it today to our coffee shop, Dave. Our coffee shop, Dave. Our coffee shop.
That's not a passage beer, that's a beer for getting back to the boat before the rain started. Woohoo!
That's we beat the rain, the thunder, and the lightning.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
And you got about somewhere between 6 and 7 miles of biking in it today.
Yeah. There you go. That's always good.
Thought we were supposed to be sailors.
Well, some days we are. So, what did we do today? We got to go down to the Fountain of Youth. We found it. Couldn't get in it. They won't allow that. But I got to reflecting upon the Fountain of Youth. I'm going to get a little philosophical. Is that a good word, philosophical?
Philosophical?
Philosophical, yes. Okay, the Fountain of Youth. Maybe it's different things to different people. Remember back when you're little and you have your bicycle and you have your feet, and to go visit friends or do anything, you rode your bike or you walked. You did that till you turned 16 years old. You were proud of your bicycle. It was shiny, it was bright, the tires were inflated, all of that good stuff. You turn 16 years old, that prized possession gets stuffed in the corner of the garage. It starts to rust, the tires start going flat, and you don't give it a second thought because you can drive. Woohoo! You have unlimited availability.
Freedom.
You have a lot of freedom. Why are you whispering freedom?
Because I wanted you to say the word freedom.
Well, you can say freedom.
Freedom!
Anyway, then all of a sudden you become someone who lives on a sailboat and you no longer have a car. So what do you have? You have your feet, and if you buy a collapsible bike to be on your boat, now all of a sudden you have a bright shiny bicycle once again that takes you every place. So you have now reverted back to pre-16-year-old years. So maybe we have found our fountain of youth.
Our youth. We're rediscovering our youth.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that a deep thought?
That's pretty deep.
That's pretty deep. It's deep with something.
But I think you're onto something when you talk about the fountain of youth. The mythical fountain of youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it may be different for it may be different for you than it is for me.
True. True. So, anywho.
So the fountain of youth is a concept
Mm-hmm.
that you need to figure out that one thing.
One thing.
That one thing. You need to figure out that one thing, like they said in City Slickers. It's one thing.
That's right.
Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
This.
Your finger?
One thing. Just one thing. You stick to that and everything else don't mean.
That's great, but what's the one thing?
That's what you gotta figure out.
Okay.
So, anyway, I had a lot of free time in my brain while we were riding bikes trying to beat the rain. And sometimes when I have free time, my brain gets me in trouble. I think deep, and then I frustrate Pop.
I try to think deep, and sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm just trying to get through whatever the task at hand is, and that's pedaling Bonnie's butt up a hill.
Bonnie appreciated it. She really did good in her little cart.
She did.
Yeah.
She didn't jump around
No,
like I thought. I thought she would jump all over the place.
no. She just kind of looked around and she'd whine a little bit.
I don't think she's thrilled with it, but I think she tolerates it.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. But she did good. I guess that's enough deep thoughts from Diane.
I may take a nap and see if anything comes to my mind.
That could be scary.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring the little bell. Bottoms up! Thanks for watching.